There's a reason you can't quite articulate this pull. A reason your heart keeps whispering his name during quiet moments. The angels have revealed that your presence in his life wasn't just a coincidence. It was a divine placement, destined long before your eyes met. He wasn't expecting you. He wasn't searching for you. Yet, your soul arrived like a gentle storm, not to destroy, but to awaken. To stir the waters of a heart that had long forgotten how to feel. He had built barriers. Barriers of logic, of control, of routine. But then you appeared, raw, radiant, untamed, and something began to crumble. The angels say, you were not sent to fit into his world. You were sent to change it. Your gaze carries a language his spirit recognizes. Your presence ignites something ancient, something sacred. He feels it. That quiver in his chest. That longing for truth. That unspoken familiarity. But awakening always comes with a price. Because to awaken is to face what we have buried. And this is what he resists. He was not ready for the reflections you hold up for him. For the way you mirror his deepest fears and unvoiced desires. He wanted a story he could control, but you are not just a chapter. You are the entire book he never dreamed he'd open. Now he stands on the precipice. His soul stirred. His past quaking. His future unwritten. And you, dear soul, are the invitation. Not to rescue him. Not to fix him. But to remain the flame that quietly says, wake up. The angels speak again. You are not here to wait. You are here to witness. And witnessing is not easy. Because what comes next will not always resemble love. It may manifest as retreat, as silence, as delay. But it is love, evolving, growing, laboring to be birthed through resistance. And still, the divine whispers through your very being, stay anchored in light. Do not chase. You are the medicine he didn't know he needed. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus, so we can do the good things he planned for us long ago. Ephesians 2 verse 10. He is not distant because he is indifferent. He is distant because he feels too deeply and doesn't know how to cope with it. The angels show me a heart wrapped in thorns, each thorn shaped by betrayals, rejections, and old echoes that still haunt him. He has learned to protect himself not through strength, but through silence. He hides, not from you, but from what you awaken within him. You've reached a place in him that no one has ever dared to touch. And that frightens him. He cannot understand how your tenderness disarms him. How your eyes pierce through the armor. How your presence doesn't demand anything, yet still exposes his soul. He fears being known. Because being known means being vulnerable. And in his world, vulnerability was once punished. He was taught that love equals loss. That intimacy leads to pain. That revealing too much means being abandoned. So now, in your presence, everything within him is at war. There is a part of him that wants to run, to silence the feelings, retreat to the familiar. And there is another part, trembling, desperate to hold on to what feels real for the first time in years. The angels whisper, his fear is not a measure of his lack of love. It is the residue of everything that came before you. He is not rejecting you. He is trying to survive you. And still, your soul stands, radiant, patient, sacred. You don't demand answers. You don't plead for presence. You simply remain, a living invitation to healing. He may test you, not out of cruelty, but out of confusion. He may come close and then disappear. He may say too little or nothing at all. But deep within, he is feeling everything. He's observing how you love without trying to fix. How you remain gentle without losing your dignity. How you hold your own heart while still honoring his. That is new. And terrifying. And healing. The angels say, keep being the light that doesn't chase but shines. For the wound he carries is not yours to heal, but your light reveals the way. You are not here to lose yourself while loving someone else. The angels are clear. You were never meant to abandon your own soul to stay close to his. He is in process. But so are you. And no matter how deep the love, no matter how divine the connection, your light must not go dim to comfort his darkness. The angels say, stay lit. Because when your energy drops to meet his fear, no one rises. But when you remain anchored in your joy, your peace, your radiance, you become the lighthouse he cannot unsee. There may be moments when your heart aches, waiting for him to show up with the same intensity. There may be nights when you wonder if you're asking too much, loving too deeply, hoping too quietly. But hear this, your presence is not too much. Your love is not too big. Your boundaries are sacred. You are allowed to rest, to laugh, to say no, to enjoy your life, even as he navigates his path. You were not created to pause your joy until he figures himself out. This connection was never meant to drain you. It was meant to elevate you, to remind you of your own worth, how it shines even brighter when you choose yourself in moments of uncertainty. He may take time. He may take space. He may disappear into silence. But do not disappear with him. Stay alive in your spirit. Stay kind to your body. Stay gentle with your mind. The angels remind you, a soul in her fullness cannot be ignored. So take the walk. Light the candle. Call the friend. Eat the fruit. Dance in your kitchen. This is how you keep your field magnetic, not by trying harder, but by choosing wholeness again and again. Love him without waiting. Hold space without emptying. Shine without shrinking. And trust that if he is meant to rise, he will not need you to dim to find his light. He sees you, and it unsettles him, not because of what you do, but because of what you reflect. The angels say, you are the mirror he cannot look away from. When you walk into the room, you carry more than beauty, you carry clarity. And clarity is not always welcome to a soul that's been living in fog. Your kindness highlights where he has been harsh. Your faith shows him where he still doubts. Your truth exposes the places he still hides. And this is the paradox that leaves him tangled. He is drawn to you because of the light, but that same light shines on every shadow he tried to forget. He doesn't fear you. He fears being seen by you. Because when you speak, he feels the pull to become more. When you love, he feels the urge to open up. When you trust, he feels the invitation to heal. But to become more, he must let go of the armor. And he's worn it for so long that he's forgotten who he is without it. Still, your eyes do not flinch. Your energy does not chase. You remain. The angels say, she mirrors him, not to hurt, but to remind, to awaken, to draw forth what has always been sleeping. You did not come to force his growth. You came to reflect the man he could be if he chose to rise. And he feels that, deep in his core, that in your presence, mediocrity will never be enough. That in your arms, pretending cannot survive. You didn't demand change. You simply embodied it. And now, he cannot go back to who he was before meeting you. Even if he tries. Even if he pretends. Even if he runs. You have mirrored truth into his soul. And the reflection is rewriting everything. There is something different in his breath lately. A quiet pause. A subtle softness. The angels say, the awakening has begun. You may not see it yet, but it's happening. In the silence between your last words. In the echo of your absence. In the stillness where he once found control, now only questions remain. He is starting to feel what he spent years avoiding. Not because you asked him to, but because your presence disrupted the numbness. Something ancient within him is remembering how it feels to crave more than just survival. How it feels to desire being seen, not for what he offers, but for who he truly is. You, dear soul, have whispered to his bones without saying a word. And now he cannot unlearn what you've shown him. The angels whisper, he is awakening to a truth that cannot be unseen. You may notice small signs. A message that lingers longer. A moment of tenderness where there once was distance. A glance that lasts too long. Do not rush it. Do not analyze it. Let it unfold in its own time. Awakenings are messy. Sometimes they come with tears. Sometimes with silence. Sometimes with withdrawal. Because to awaken is to grieve the old self. He is not just choosing love. He is choosing to let go of who he was. That is no small task. And yet, something within him is shifting. Because of you. Because of the way you love with eyes that forgive without forgetting. Because of how you hold space without conditions. Because of the way your soul reminds his that he's not broken, just buried. He may not express it yet, but he feels it. And the angels confirm, what he feels now is more than an emotion. It's transformation. Let it be slow. Let it be real. Let it take root deep enough to last. He leaves. Then returns. Then leaves again. And each time, it carves a deeper mark in your heart. But the angels say, this is not rejection. It is a cycle born from fear. There is a rhythm in his soul that doesn't move in straight lines. He advances when the longing is louder than the fear. He retreats when the fear becomes louder than the longing. It's not that he doesn't feel. It's that he feels too much. You cracked open a part of him he sealed off long ago. A part that remembers loss, abandonment, and the ache of giving everything and being left with nothing. So now he tries to control the narrative. To leave before he's left. To pause before he gets pulled too far in. But you are not like the others. You don't punish his silence. You don't beg for his closeness. You don't turn cold when he becomes distant. And this confuses him. Because in his past, love was always transactional. Measured. Timed. But with you, it's different. It's still. It's sacred. The angels say, he circles not because he wants distance, but because he doesn't yet know how to stay. And your power is not in chasing, but in being. In remaining true, even when he forgets the way. You are not meant to be the anchor that holds him down. You are the horizon that calls him forward. Let him spiral. Let him return. Let him learn that your presence doesn't require performance. Let him realize that no amount of running will erase the imprint you've left. The cycle is not the problem. It's the teacher. And eventually he will stop running, not because he no longer fears, but because he finally believes he is safe. He never expected that love could heal. He thought it would hurt, demand, destroy. But then came you. And the angels say, you became the medicine his soul never knew it needed. Your love was not loud. It didn't shout promises or insist on being claimed. It simply stood there, still present, unwavering. And that presence? It reached the places within him no one ever dared to touch. You did not fix him. You loved him while he was still unraveling. You did not offer ultimatums. You offered space, and in that space, his spirit began to breathe again. He may not have known how to receive you. At times, he may have pulled back, shut down, gone quiet. But in every quiet moment, your energy continued its work. The angels say, love in its purest form, heals without needing to prove itself. That's what you did. You became a sanctuary, not a savior. You became softness in a world that had only shown him sharp edges. You didn't heal him by force. You healed him by being a light in a place he thought would remain dark forever. Even now, as he grapples with old wounds and ancient fears, your love remains a pulse in his memory. A steady rhythm reminding him of who he is beneath the pain. He may not have told you. He may never fully explain it. But the angels confirm, he is stronger because of you. He is softer because of you. He is slowly returning to himself, because of you. And this, dear soul, is love. Not loud. Not rushed. Not perfect. But sacred. Let your heart rest in this truth. Even in silence, your love spoke volumes. And somewhere inside him, he heard it. There is a timing greater than your plans. A rhythm that does not adhere to clocks or calendars. The angels say, what is meant for you moves with the breath of heaven. This is not a story of missed chances. This is a journey of divine choreography. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, everything is. Your prayers, whispered into pillows. Your tears, hidden from the world. Your quiet surrender in the midst of waiting. All of it has been heard. Nothing goes unnoticed by the divine. You may not see the full picture yet, but the pieces are moving. The silence is not absence, it is preparation. The angels are aligning hearts, dissolving fears, softening timelines. Not to delay your joy, but to protect it. To ensure that when this love arrives fully, it stays. He is being prepared. You are being refined. Not to be perfect, but to be ready. Because sacred love cannot grow in haste. And though your mind may question, your soul knows, there is something holy unfolding. You feel it in the stillness. You sense it in the air. A love that's not rushed, not forced, not driven by need, but pulled by destiny. He is changing, even if you can't see it. You are shifting, even if you don't feel it. The angels whisper, trust what you cannot yet see. Faith is not built in the answer, it is forged in the waiting. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. This chapter is not punishment. It's permission to slow down, to root deeper, to grow into the kind of love that doesn't just arrive, but remains. He wants to love you, but love still feels like a risk he doesn't know how to take. The angels lean in closer now. Their voice is low, tender. They say, he is not afraid of you. He is afraid of how much you matter. And oh, you do matter. To him, you are not just another chapter. You are the before and after. But vulnerability was never modeled. He learned survival, not surrender. He was taught how to protect, not how to be held. So every time he inches closer to the tenderness you offer, his instincts pull him back. Not because he doesn't want it, but because it feels too big, too real, too holy. He asks himself, what if I give in and she sees all of me? What if I'm not enough? What if I lose her after I open my chest and show her the ruins? And yet, something in him aches to try, to trust, to taste the kind of love that doesn't punish or perform, but simply is. You've shown him that love doesn't have to hurt. You've shown him that softness can be strength. But the leap is his to take. And the angels assure you, every time he looks at you and says nothing, there is a storm of confession inside him. He is on the edge of his own undoing. The unraveling before the rising. Do not fear the pause. This is the space where courage is born. Where the heart begins to whisper, louder than fear, I want to be known. I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Psalm 34 verse 4. He will come closer, not when he has finished healing, but when he realizes that love is not a reward for perfection. It is the container for it all. There comes a moment when the soul no longer pleads, it only breathes. A moment when the ache becomes peace, not because the answer arrived, but because your heart remembered, you were never waiting for him. You were always returning to yourself. The angels say, this love does not ask for chasing. It asks for trust. Trust that what is yours will not drift away in silence. Trust that if his soul was meant to rise beside yours, it will find its way. Let go, not to forget, but to free the outcome from your hands and place it in divine ones. You have done enough. You have held space without demands. You have stayed soft in the storm. You have loved without losing yourself. Now, you release. Not with bitterness, but with reverence. Not with fear, but with faith. You do not need to make yourself smaller, quieter, more palatable. You do not need to earn a love that was always meant to meet you where you are, in fullness, not in fragments. He may return. Or he may remain a sacred ache. Either way, you rise. You rise with the knowing that your heart is whole, not because someone claimed it, but because you chose to honor it. The angels wrap you now in the quiet glow of surrender. They whisper, "You are not alone. You never were." And what is coming is not a substitute for what was. It is an answer to your becoming. The love you gave is never wasted. The time you spent was never lost. The prayers you whispered were never ignored. Something holy has been unfolding beneath every moment. And now, you are free. Not from him, but from the need to understand why. The angels leave one last word in your spirit. What is meant for you will know your name. And it will not walk past you.